Last drive, here it is. Team need a score for the win. 6. Third down, gotta throw it to a woman. Why? Cause it's red. Damn, completion for 10. First defense tweak, they were supposed to be in man. Make Chicago flag great again. Make Chicago flag great again. Last play, here it is. Team need a score for the win. Touchdown. Damn, watch out for the blitz. Had the flag for the sack, but they missed. Hail Mary, threw it up, caught the ball, hit a dip, then a spin. That's a touchdown for the win. Gon' do your dance, do your dance. Make Chicago flag great again. 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 Hail Mary, threw it up, caught the ball, hit a dip, then a spin. That's a touchdown for the win. Make Chicago flag great again.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Good evening, good night. It's 9:45 p.m. It's late as shit, but we are here for a pop-up championship show for the champs. Congrats to the band. We got Blake, B&B, the Parkers. Blake and the Parkers. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all for sliding. We had to get on here and do a show for y'all. It's been a minute since we went live. Few months actually. So the champs brought me outside. We had to do it again. Let's just go ahead and jump right into these sponsors so we can get through this and get it going. Yeah, it's been a minute. We're gonna get a sponsor full screen. There you go. First up, we got my boy D-Sign with the Podcast Process. Podcast Process by D-Sign is a hands-on service that offers the expertise from an executive producer's point of view. And you know what? If y'all can hear me, they can. All right, so cool. Expertise from an executive producer's point of view. D-Sign offers a free 15-minute consulting service to align your vision with the services he can offer. You see the work he does as the executive producer of Make Chicago Flag Great Again, his channel of podcasts like The Players Pit, and he even wrote a book on the podcast process. You can follow the page on Instagram at @the_podcast process. My boy Brandon sitting to my left with eye level to sky level. He offers anything audio visual. The mastermind behind Mic'd Up. He brings the creativity of capturing your vision on camera from ground level to the skies. Live events like sporting events, celebrations like prom send-offs, weddings, proposals, parties, etc., etc. He even offers drone photography, and the capabilities become as endless as your imagination on what you can capture. You can follow the page on Instagram at EL2SL on Instagram. Slight Customs Custom Shop by Angel. Anything customized as far as apparel, from t-shirts to sweatshirts, sweatshorts, hoodies, backpacks, scullies, scarves, gloves, etc., etc. You name it, Angel can customize it. She can even do things like cups, jars, Yetis, Stanleys, etc., etc. Slight Customs Custom Shop by Angel. You've seen the work that she's done with our Ladies Players of the Week, our previous women MVPs. Angel has been putting on for the women in our league for quite some time. So Slight Customs Custom Shop, you guys know how to get in touch with Angel. Just Lana Designs and Events. And I think this is her first time being here while I actually did her sponsor sponsor read. So shout out to Lana. But Just Lana Designs offers custom apparel for birthdays, bachelorette parties, and even sports teams. She loves event planning and decor. She will bring your vision to life. The goal of Just Lana Designs is to make even the simplest gesture special. So don't wait to celebrate yourself or your loved ones in a significant way. Just Lana is here to help. We make moments memorable. My boy Malcolm with Forgotten Kings and Queens, custom apparel, lifestyle wear, pretty much the same spiel with slight custom shop on what he can offer as far as apparel, from the hats, t-shirts, etc., etc. And you don't have to get the Forgotten King or Queen logo. You can get custom, logos and things like that. So reach out to Malcolm for your Forgotten Kings and Queens apparel. And then ZSPN, pretty much the name is self-explanatory. You guys have seen the work that I've been doing over the past year or two with the camera, from this show to the Instagram page, to the highlights that I've been putting out for certain teams that have been reaching out, that have been wanting them. Just, my creative spin on getting behind the camera, anything media-wise, using my resources like Brandon and D-Sign to help me bring these things to your phone, to YouTube, to StreamYard, to Facebook, things like that. So just my creative spin on getting behind the camera and putting some media out there. Follow the page on Instagram at ZSPN Sports. Now, let's get to these playoffs. We just finished the outdoor, not just finished, but what was that?
A week ago.
Was it a week? It's been a week.
11 days.
I'm about to say how many posts Brandon had made since then. That's what we could tell.
37.
We could tell how long it's been. But okay, we just finished the outdoor season. We got, what was this? Man, right? You should get an award for the post that you made. I think you've had the best post championship celebration post. That was pretty creative. I tip my hat to you on that. Let's do a quick recap of the entire playoffs though, because it's been a while since I've been on here. So just a recap for anybody that's not likely that anybody is on here that doesn't know what happened, but just to get through it. So this first round, we'll start with the 116 matchup, which is fireworks right out the gate. LOD versus Stony, 20-14 to LOD. Big upset, the biggest upset, one of the biggest upsets the league has seen. I think a 16 seed has made it out the first round. This makes the third time, I think.
Do you know the other one?
Grimy beat Habibi. MPOD beat Grimy.
Yep. It was MPOD beat Grimy.
Yeah, and then I was on that Habibi team, and then this one.
This game was wild.
Wait, Habibi was the one seed?
Yes, we were.
I don't know who that receiver is, but the receiver on
No, she wasn't on that Grimy
He
team.
came the next.
Good for him.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. So so D-Sign, just to touch on this one real quick. You guys were dealing with some injuries. But it's still, next man up. They showed up and they executed this game. Regardless of who showed up, those people on your roster, y'all are one of the top teams in the league. What did they do that gave y'all problems?
Jalen.
Yeah.
Jalen had a day.
He went nuts.
Jalen.
They caught the ball, man. Like they made plays. Like they made a lot of plays.
Yeah.
A lot of plays. I don't think they got caught in red at all. And when they did, they girls made plays too. Be taken off the field. They played a great game. I ain't even shit to talk about.
Yeah, taking advantage of y'all, everything that y'all had going on. They still put together a good game. We see, highly favored teams be short and play, underdogs all the time and find a way through. But they really capitalized on what y'all had going on, the injuries, especially yours with that toe or whatever you had going on. Yeah, he had you looking real AP that day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so right. So this
Makes me
next
feel like I
one,
should've shit.
let's see, we got. I need to get myself a better view here.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
Reckless and T1T. The 9-8 seed, T1T wins 14-16. Anybody here see that game?
I watched it. It was good.
Yeah, it had to be for it to be this close. The score of this game gives a real playoff feel.
Yeah, Ramsey at
Conversion.
rusher, which was at least a new sight for me. Anyways, he did well at rush, and then I think they started moving things around. But T1T was doing a really good job just chipping away at them for that game, and came down an extra point.
True, and I preach extra points all the time. So, T1T, did what they do. They inched their way by and took care of Reckless. That was actually a closer game than I would have expected it to be based on their last few matchups. But, shout out to Reckless for coming and competing. All right, the 12-5 matchup, Loaded versus Legacy. I didn't see this one being, the score discrepancy being this wide. I thought it would have been a better game. I actually looked forward to seeing this matchup, seeing how it came down. But Loaded, they handled them and they got them out the way, 20-8. I guess it was hard for Legacy to put up points and get stops.
I think Loaded watched the hard to guard game from the week prior, and they just went straight man almost the entire game. Yeah, and they did a good job. I mean,
They had a purpose.
They did. They had the athletes. I was kind of anticipating to see Gabby pop off like she does when they usually go man, but they kept Gabby pretty well locked up. Jamie had a pretty good game. She had a lot of touches, but when it came to getting like any kind of third or fourth and medium distances, it was all Loaded. And Dre ate them up too.
Bad. Okay, that has to be Lenzo. Has to be. So all right, let's get to the 13-4 matchup. That is Grimy versus Hard to Guard. And really Hard to Guard the Hard to Guard Grimy matchup has been real frequent over the years. That's you on those Grimy teams. you could speak to the
I'm still hurt from losing 9-8 in the final four.
Yeah.
9-8.
Yeah, but not the Hard to Guard because they went
Right.
to Elite Eight. For some reason, Hard to Guard cannot get out the first round.
Weren't they up to? Were they ever leading in this game? I thought that they smoked it. I can't remember.
I think they had a chance to
Yeah, I feel
come
like
back, but I don't remember them being up. I know.
Or a chance to win it.
It's something about that first round that's just elusive with them. They just can't figure it out. They've had close games. They've had, larger point differentials, but this one, they were the favorite. They were the 4 seed. To speak to that season, they had some good wins during the
Division
regular
winner.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Grimy's always been sneaky. They're not to be trusted. As long as they make the playoffs, can't trust them. You can't trust them. All right, this 15-2 matchup, we have Bad Intentions versus Hitman, and we have another upset here, another revenge game, a rematch. Rambo gets to play against his. Oh yeah, for sure.
Good for Rambo.
Because the first time that these two teams played, Hitman had their way. They just did away with Rambo, picking the ball off, just partying. But this time, it feels like the atmosphere was a little bit different.
They was talking so much shit that we wanted to. I'm like, damn, well, how's this so personal?
Yeah, I mean the score is close, 18-14, but I see 2 touchdowns to 3. So Rambo was able to get some production out of his offense, and the defense held up, just holding them to 2 scores. Because Hitman had a pretty good regular season. They won their division, had some good wins, real solid team, good defense, solid offense, but I didn't see Bad Intentions winning this game. And I think this is the first time in A2 where we had the 16 and the 15 advance in the same playoffs, which is kind of wild.
Went for that little stuff.
I was gonna say, right, didn't they have a fight?
Yeah,
And
Bad
then
Intentions
the-
wasn't going to win that game.
Hitman lost.
Yeah,
at
the,
home.
Hitman quarterback. had to
Yeah,
sit
Hitman
out.
quarterback was out. Yeah.
It was at half though, or something, right?
It was just like it
No, it was after half.
was after half.
Yeah. It's like Hitman's last 2 or 3 drives, the money had to quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won that.
Yeah, Rambo really. I
Took
want to say
advantage.
Bad Intentions had the ball last, where they had to score, and Hitman got the ball back with like less than a minute.
So after dude got ejected, Bad Intentions came down. Rambo threw an interception. Hitman came down, couldn't move the ball, had to punt. So then Rambo came down and scored. Then coming back down, dude didn't have enough time to really do nothing with it. It was over.
That sound about right.
And then all the drama going on with Hitman right now.
Yeah, we'll get to some off season stuff. We'll
A lot of moves.
yeah.
I don't know what that.
Flagrant versus Infantry. The 10-7 matchup. Flagrant wins this one pretty convincingly.
No Ron.
Yeah, Ron was in London, I want to say, at the Bears game. Tough time to be out. You know, they go Ron's first season at quarterback, they don't make the playoffs. And then this season, they get in as the 7th seed. So, you know, for you to be missing that first game, that kind of hurts your team. You had Quick, who has been your best receiver and your best defensive player. He's now at quarterback, so that limits your offense a bit. So it just took Infantry out of their rhythm and what they do. And then playing against a solid defense that Flagrant has, you know, that causes even more problems. So this matchup went how I thought it would have went, even if Ron was there, but we just don't know. So Flagrant moved on to the second round. The next matchup, we have the 11 versus the 6, which is Mob Ties versus the Cartel. 22-30 for Cartel. And typically, I feel like the temperature of this, I didn't see this game. It was too early for me. I felt like Cartel did what they typically do. They let a team hang around. They make it harder than it should have been. I feel like Mob Ties is one of those teams that's hard to read. They're kind of clever, have a left-handed quarterback who won quarterback of the year. Shout out to
Kenny.
yeah. So it probably gave Cartel's defense a few problems. They put up quite a few points. I want to say this is the second highest scoring output. And especially in a losing effort, everybody else just scored 20 or more has won. But scoring 22 and losing, you can see Cartel put up some points, and Mob Ties just wasn't able to get any stops.
I think Cartel got ahead too big of a lead in the first half. It was just insurmountable after that.
Makes sense. The 14-3 matchup with Boom versus the Band. This was a rematch back in the regular season, right?
Yep.
You guys finished the regular season 7-1.
Mhm.
Boom was that only loss. So them going into that first round and knowing the history of the Band in the first round, I'm pretty sure that they were pretty confident going into this matchup. But you guys had other plans. 22-8. Good win. Took them out of their game. You guys want to speak to this at all?
Do you want to go first? I'll go first.
I was looking for revenge. Okay.
Yeah, no. So they beat us after we had like a week or two off due to I think it was a weather or like a holiday or something. We had the week off. We come back, we looked terrible, and they took advantage of it.
Terrible.
We had a chance to win that game, and we blew it. And then they went crazy celebrating, and thankfully it was caught on camera. So every day of that week, we posted that picture of one of them celebrating a little bit too hard for winning a regular season game and talking shit to us during that celebration.
So wait, y'all was
So I
strategically
posted that.
pissing each other off all week.
Yeah. Posted it in the chat.
And so
Yeah.
after
Diabolical.
that, like there was just in my mind, I just didn't see that outcome happening again.
I was showing up to the
No, they
first
weren't.
round.
Defense
angry.
showed up, played on fire. Offense just did what we needed to do. But yeah, no, it was a fun. It felt good getting revenge on that one.
They did too much.
Yeah,
They
made
did
it
entirely
personal.
too much. They pissed us off. So
Rightfully so. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But for y'all, it was fuel. So okay, I get it. Y'all showed up to that first round pretty fueled, 22-8. You know that we've seen a few 20-8s, 22-8s this first round. So yeah. The second round, we've got the Turf at Morgan Park, Elite 8 matchups, where we'll go back up top to the 16 seed versus the 8. which is kind of wild to say. Cause what? LOD versus T1T. T1T wins 8-20. I think. Yeah, I think Dreyfus was out of the way
Wild.
this week, which is disheartening because you wonder y'all beat the 1 seed.
You kill the lion, and then you just
Right.
like, I'm good.
I want to say you made
What?
you made the league happy and then just dipped off because everybody saw Stoney out of there and it was like, okay, cool. We got, that was a guarantee. We had them coming out the first round for sure. Everything else after that, all right, cool. We got to fight. But now you see LOD in the second round. It's a different temperature when you showing up that week than planning for Stoney. But 8-20, T1T handles LOD without their quarterback. You pretty much can guess how the defense for T1T was acting on this day. And I'm surprised they gave up points. I don't even know who their backup quarterback is.
I think they threw a pick. No, was it on a pick that they scored? I know they got a pick and they ran it back pretty far. I think it was on that drive that they scored, but I don't know who the guy
So
was.
T1T basically scored for them.
I mean, yeah, to some extent. I think, to LOD's credit, they were dealing with an offense that didn't know what the hell was going on. Buddy's running on red plays. Like, he doesn't know this game. And so they're in bad positions, and they made him slow down for even on those short fields. So LOD's defense, they played really well when you watch the tape, but they looked like they were just suffocating on offense. The guy didn't know how to manage a game. He didn't know. I don't know if he ever played this format before.
So just looking at this as I was about to transition to the next matchup, 5 out of 8 of the first round matchups, the underdog won. Because I'm just looking at this and I'm about to say the 12 versus the 13 seed with Loaded and Grimy. I'm like, damn, it's crazy to say.
Some good playoffs.
Yeah, this was wild.
Really good
5 out of 8 of the matchups, the underdog won.
That just says there's a fucked up regular season. There's a lot of teams that were having tough schedules.
No, I think Bad Intentions is who they are.
I think in the middle of the pack, Cartel is in fucking 11. You know what I mean?
They're 6.
They were 6?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were 11. My bad.
Yeah, no, they played the 11.
Got it. Okay.
But like, yeah, I don't. The parity in the league is crazy for this to even be a thing. But that's why you have playoffs, and this is what you show up for. Nothing is guaranteed any given Sunday, as they always say. So shout out to the league for showing up, playing. You could be one of those teams that could, it could be a bad situation, but just play hard, execute, and you can come away with a win. Shout out to the lower seeds advancing in these playoffs. All right, but the 12 versus the 13, we've got Grimy versus Loaded. Loaded loses 22. Grimy wins 26.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Who quarterbacked this game?
Clay and Dre.
Of course, Clay quarterbacked this game. This was a revenge game versus his former team.
Yeah.
He had a few things. I know Loaded wanted Clay to quarterback this game just to try to prove a point. Kind of like Hitman playing against Rambo with Bad Intentions. You want to come out here and prove a point and say, it wasn't you, it was us. But Clay was able, with his new team, to show Loaded that he was enough to beat them, beat his former team. They weren't able to deal with their offense. This came down to, I want to say, two conversion plays, 4 points. Any of you guys see this game?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. It was honestly, it was tough to watch in some moments. It was really defensive, and then offense just started exploding. Like Dre's first drive, I think they went 3 and out, and then the next time he touched the ball, I think he threw a touchdown I think it was a touchdown, like first play, 80 yards. So it was just so up and down. You didn't really know what the hell.
Just lead with that.
Yeah, it was so up and down. It was really, honestly, it looked like a game whoever finished with the ball was going to win. Drake got it to finish, but there was only like less than 60 seconds. I want to say it was like 30 or 40 seconds on the clock. So he just didn't have enough time, and I don't think he had any timeouts either. So they were, Grimy just outlasted them.
Oh, so now we got the 15 versus the 10. Bad intentions versus flagrant. This one went how I would have expected it to go.
That shit got bad.
Yeah. Flagrant didn't fuck around in this one. They got him right out the way. The defense did what that defense does. It was just too much for bad intentions. You know, they went as far as they can go. They were really motivated for Hitman. Good game plan. They just couldn't get into a fight and take enough flagrant players out this game. So flagrant wins 32-6 and advances on to the Final Four, where they await the winner of the Cartel versus the Band. So now this is the 6 versus the 3 in the Elite Eight. This matchup is interesting for me because the last time that these two teams played, the Band did win. Just some matchups for Cartel, it pops up and it's just a bad matchup. And this one, it was a toss up on who I thought was going to win. I was kind of torn. My former team that I was playing with, seeing them play without me and then going against this new look Band. It went how I thought it would. Close game by conversion. Just a sway of who was going to win it. What you guys want to speak to this one at all?
I think for me on defense, why it was just controlling the tempo, trying to make sure Cartels don't get big plays, make a walk up the field. I always felt like Blake was gonna handle what he was gonna handle. We were just trying to control the rest.
Damn, so you ain't think they defense was shit?
Against our offense, I don't think nobody really stopped our offense. So Blake could tell you from the jump, even last season, I always felt like I told him we were gonna play a game. Just I try to get as many stops as you get scores. That's how I always felt. Like it was always
damn.
How was the defense?
That's aggressive.
No, I mean, and not to be cocky, but I just think the Band's offense is just what it is.
I mean, you gotta have that attitude. Sure.
Yeah, I just think the Band's offense. It's just up to the defense, and I take it as a personal challenge to make sure the defense comes to play, and that's just what it is.
And obviously, nobody gets as many stops.
Yeah, that's my first time hearing that shit.
But that's the expectation.
Like when you're
you going out playing for that?
Yeah.
Sure. Like you got that mindset, and that might have been what you motherfuckers was missing. But you go out with that mindset, that's tough to deal with. But this was a low scoring game.
Cartel had the ball fucking 80% of that game.
Yeah, they did.
They had
I was just about to say the possessions were low.
Right. Just stop the conversion.
If my dumbass doesn't take my dumbass doesn't fucking take a shot on second, green, and 1,
that's the only stuff
and don't
they
throw a
got.
pick, we were walking around as we did whatever we wanted. But it was a good game. We got lucky on our first drive. They sold out on both blitzes, and it was.
Hold on, wait, what?
That wasn't luck. That was stupid.
Yeah, well, it was luck that Alex turned around and there's no one near him. That wasn't the design of the play. I just brought Alex in motion because I thought I was going to try to run to the corner.
The first drive.
Well, mind you, we only had one drive in the first half. So they took like fucking 9 minutes, 9 to 11 minutes or something on their first drive, and then we got the ball.
That's why we made them walk.
Make you walk. I think when they got the ball after that drive, it was like 2 minutes, and then we stopped them from scoring again. Yeah. But anyways, and then we got the ball at half, and we're walking down, and then dumbass throws a pick. But yeah, no. So Will blitzed on third down, third and green, and I had no clue. I didn't think that was coming. So
what was the yardage when they have
we were about 10 yards out, maybe less, 10 or 8, something like that. Anyway, so I flipped the ball away. And because I wasn't expecting it, and then I knew he was coming on fourth. And then Alex was supposed to go back in the end zone, but he heard me yell blitz, so he just turns around and there was no one near him. So it was just luck that kind of came out the way that it did. And then they were out of blitzes the whole game. So I mean, we got the ball to start the second half, so I kind of see the logic that they're trying to stop us from scoring. I see I see it. I mean, definitely caught me off guard. That's for fucking sure. But yeah, I think that hurt him really bad at the end.
And the penalties.
And
pushing off.
Yeah.
Pushing off.
Yeah.
He got like 3 push-off penalties.
They called a flag on us. I think
personal foul.
Yeah, somebody tripped with or Reggie, something like that. Again, I get out.
Oh.
Don't bail their ass out. Fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, the flag guard on that pick six at the last play was
Oh my
terrible.
God! When I pitched it to Cam, too.
No, that when he scored, they called it on Linzo.
I know.
And it was when
That's
you
what I'm
watch it
saying.
on film,
Lizzo pitched it to me. I
it
pitched
was
to
there
Cam.
was
He
no
scored.
flag guard.
At
That
all.
was
Watch the
wild.
film. No flag guard.
Not
Terrible
at
call.
all. That was
Who
brutal.
called that shit?
So I always preach, it comes down to these conversions. And this was a big win, and I'm gonna say for the history of the league, because historically, for the last 5 years since 2019, Cartel has won the second session, the fall summer season, whatever you want to call it. So this was a big win, breaking that streak.
I always say Cartel finds a way to win.
Right.
Like they are a
1000%.
team who usually finds a way to win, and I feel like they be sacrificing goats, but I feel like they because like something miraculous always happens where Cartel will win a game that they're not supposed to win, and I think they ran out of goats.
On one left.
That's my funny saying that I was using Cartel. They sacrifice goats. Or one left. I like what you did there.
All right, so let's get on to the final four. We're gonna go back to the other side. We have T1T versus Grimy. Gene, for some reason, fucks Grimy up. Historically, he loves that matchup. It's just something about the orange that he is. I don't know. It sets Gene off. 28-14. The 8 versus the 13 in the final four.
Did they play a regular season?
I want to say because Dre fucked Clay up. Was that last season or this season? Was it last season? He was with us, so it was this season.
Right. That's low. I'm talking about Grimy
Oh, T1T, right?
and T1T. Yeah.
Oh,
That did
no,
they?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Dre fucking
Right,
yeah.
that's what I was
I don't remember if they played regular season. It's gonna bother me now. But yeah, that was
No, it was right because that's when they both get suspended and Grimy almost didn't.
loaded.
Oh, playoffs.
Yeah.
So that was this season because
That was loaded.
No,
Grimy.
that was
was
loaded.
loaded.
That was
Okay.
loaded.
Loaded Grimy. Yeah. T1T Grimy. I might be picturing T1T Boom.
Okay. Yeah, T1T did play Boom in overtime.
Yeah, I want it, but yeah.
Yes,
okay.
they did. They were in the Credit Geeks division.
I would say they did play Grimy.
Mm-hmm. They were in
T1T
the same division.
Okay, so I remember them playing. I remember it coming down to Clay. Yeah, it was early in the season. Clay, remember, ate up so much clock going down and then ended up winning the game on the throw to Sarah. I remember this.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
early.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was a rematch. So I was like, this is going to be interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Grimy in space was going to win this game, but that D Jones pick on the jump ball was just that sealed it.
Yeah, it was good to see D Jones come up big in a big moment.
All the playoffs, he was doing well.
Yeah. So shout out to T1T. Oh yeah, you personally you wanted to see him, but it worked out because you never know what would have happened if you saw him. So you got the matchup.
What?
Fair.
What?
So all right, we have on the other side the 10 versus the 3, the band versus Flagrant.
Rematch.
Yeah.
Week one.
Yeah, week one.
Mm-hmm.
21-20 that game.
Yeah, so you guys are going to be caught in a close game with these people. That defense is solid, but still 28 points is a lot. I'll let y'all speak to this one because
Bad decision to go man.
they win, man.
Very bad decision. But I mean, I know that that's what they had to do. It makes sense. It made sense, but it didn't help them.
They weren't able to execute.
Yeah, and that's what they do. Me and Vino had a conversation about it. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. But I told them that man is going to look really different when they play us. And it did.
I think for me, no matter what team I've been on, Flagrant has always been that one team that I couldn't really just figure out and get that, like, all right, what is it about them that, okay, here's how we're going to stop them right here. Did we get a stop? I mean, I had a lot of people chirping in my ear first half. People that ain't even playing. Go, man, you got to get a guy. In the back of my head, I knew we were going to go guy rush. My thing was to let Bobby get a little bit more comfortable. Hopefully, if we get a stop going girl rush, that'll work. But didn't. But we made that switch. Lizzo was more than happy to go down, and play and rush. And he had a big effect. In that last play, he ended up, rushing and he put a little lollipop. Tone came in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think the biggest play on that was the second down. The second down, Bobby could have gotten a big chunk in it, be red, but Zoe got him 1 yard,
Yep.
and it forced a third, red and 20. And we got 2 blitzes. Like, we were cooked.
Yeah. Is this as far as Bobby goes? The Final Four.
Has he been to a championship? He's
Final Four. One other time with movement.
I was there. I was in that. We played elite.
You know, yeah.
First ring that year.
Was it versus elite? I thought elite won that year. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, no, that hurts. Yeah, no, Bobby. I mean, dude, shit. I couldn't get out of the fucking first round for the.
Pop your shit. You won, that nigga ain't. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm just saying, it's hard to be a quarterback. Is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna ask. So you started your journey as a receiver,
With Bobby,
with Bobby.
only other team I played on.
And he ain't want to let you QB.
Yeah.
So you went and got your own shit.
'Cause
And
he
here
is a
you
QB.
are
So-
up here and he ain't.
So seeing that matchup, you going against the quarterback that you started with. What's your do you think anything to that, like going into that matchup? Like I used to play
I don't-
quarterback for him, so now I gotta show him.
So I don't play defense, so I can't do. So that was the thing that I was like a really big hurdle for me was not coaching or getting involved in the defense from the sideline. I don't need to do that shit anymore. So like if I see a yes it was. If I see a formation, like I know what's happening, like because I ran the fucking offense. I did it for 5 years. What is it? 4 years? Whatever. So like I recognize things. So I'm like yelling out to the linebackers, like move out. It's a flat route. So trying to help that out in those like particular because I know the concept. But otherwise, there's not a lot you can do. I know Bobby's way of thinking is that he wants to, similar to Nick, he wants to have the ball longer and have the ball last. If you get those guys in positions where they have to start speeding up and we have a defense that makes you inch, it makes it very difficult. So we scored at the end of half and got the ball at half. And now at that point, I knew we had them because, they were staying in man for the most part. And then if they wanted to go zone, that would play into our benefit because now I can go slower.
And if you look at our track history, even from the last game before playoffs of last season, it shows that our defense gets that stop when needed. That very
Especially
last
late.
stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be that last play. It would get that stop.
And if you take a look at Blake's shirt,
Oh, yeah.
That's-
Shout out Lana Designs.
show him the back of the shirt.
Can y'all read this
Shout out
shit?
to Just Lana
Can you read
Designs.
it? Here we go.
Show him the back of the shirt, my boy. This
Oh,
is why.
now Blake on here shaking ass.
This is why. This is why that man hurt. We had a day. The ladies on the band had a day. The
Yeah.
bandettes.
Hey,
Shout out to the bandettes.
Yeah,
All
shout
my
out
to my
bandettes. We had
girls.
a day.
Bandits all season. Foul had a quiet regular season. Foul popped off in the playoffs.
Period.
It was an awesome experience to see those girls go crazy.
Yeah, Jack's all on the feet. So okay, we get flagrant out the way. Now we got the championship game. T1T makes it to the championship game for the second time. Band makes it to the championship game for the second time. Somebody's got to get their first championship. The first time a new team is gonna get the belt, get a trophy, be able to say they're champions. So the week of, right, we got the internet busting. Facebook is up. They was on heels. They like
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But whatever.
because y'all usually don't talk. So
Yeah,
that
like-
was kind of weird.
That was weird as hell to me. I didn't even notice it for
They
3
talked
days.
to everybody. Though. It would have been weird if they didn't say shit.
And then it was like random people talking shit on their behalf.
Yeah.
Who didn't even make it out
Yeah,
the first round.
the
this
anonymous
time, too.
post on how to
Right.
beat
Who
us.
is- Who
It's
has
like, what?
ever made an anonymous post for a championship game? Have y'all ever seen that?
No.
well,
That shit was weird.
I-
All
How
of
to
this-
beat us.
2024 was a year of anonymous. Like
Yeah,
anonymous
a
that
lot
is
of
fair.
weird shit
That
going
is
on.
fair.
And I feel like, and I just want to say this, I feel like a couple of those posts were geared towards me talking about sneak dissing. Everybody knows who the fuck I am. I do not sneak diss. I go to the source. So if I had an issue or if I wanted to say some shit or talk some shit, I would have said it to them. So I just want to clear that out.
Very loudly.
Yeah, we know.
That's my wife.
Just know, sneak dissing is not what I do. So all of that was a lie. I say what the fuck I want to say when I want to say it to who I want to say it to. Just want to be
That's
clear
not
on
a
that.
secret.
I thought they called Brandon.
That's my wife.
About my woman.
So yeah, there was talks about what their defense was gonna do. Their defensive ladies, they said a few things were said about their defensive ladies.
They were very accurate.
So there was a
Even though I didn't say them. Even though I didn't say them.
Well, I don't even know everything
They
what
were
was
accurate.
said,
They were
but,
very accurate.
so going into this, you kind of had that feeling that their defense had to show up because there was a post made about the defensive ladies over there, and the expectations was, okay, now everybody just doing all this talking. You said this, you said that. Now y'all got to stand on it because y'all got to play Sunday. That too. There was a lot said. That
Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. 50-50.
yeah,
Who
Miss
ended
and
up being
Mrs. It
Mrs. 100.
Talk your shit. That's what.
Yeah.
That's why we are here.
And I just want to be clear, nobody ever said that T1T's defensive girls were not good.
Not in our chat.
I think they're decent. I love T1T's girls. I love T1T. But that was not said, but like they struggled. They would struggle against us playing man, and we all knew that.
Yeah, because they
So that
started the
wasn't a
game off in
secret.
man, right?
Yeah, they I don't know if they started off.
No,
but I
they
think
started in zone.
I think they
They
started
went
in
man
zone.
one time.
They went man
Oh,
one
sorry,
time
twice.
or twice.
One at the end.
And
An
they
extra point.
quickly got the fuck up out of it because they knew, and that was what was said.
Yeah,
So,
I was
everybody knew that. It wasn't a secret.
like, because when you put on the film, you watch T1T defensively. I mean, they got a really good back end, and even they're deep. D Jones can come in, whether he mostly did rush, but they put Bam at rush, but D Jones in secondary. They came out every game in zone, and then they started to go man as soon as they were, either needing it or whatever it was. But we did. I was waiting for it to pop up in specific occasions, and it didn't happen. I was like, okay. And honestly, I thought my biggest kind of wild card was Monty, because Monty played here. Monty knows the offense.
He knows it, yeah.
Like, I ain't changed much
And
since he's been
Monty's a
here.
hell of an athlete.
And
Monty
add to
makes
the
plays,
fact, not
and
only
he's
can
so,
he do the things he can do, he
right.
knows the shit.
Right,
So
he
it's like I
knows.
was like, I'm gonna
That's
go to the
my
right.
son, that's Monty.
I'm gonna chill over on the right side of the defense today. But anyways, it was so that was kind of a wild card. But I don't know. They stayed in cover 3, and we were able just to kind of walk it, and controlling the pace was big, and getting short fields. 3 and out twice in the first half.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Made him punt.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks to the score of this game. What was 30-8?
Yeah.
No,
No,
30-16.
30-16.
30
They scored last.
Okay.
I know. I was an idiot.
And,
I was
right.
fucking
and
stupid.
honestly, I think all that shit talking was because they knew. I think that's what that was about. That weird shit. I think they knew they needed to do something. Maybe try to
Nah.
Get us riled up.
like
Yeah.
right, like what that
Yeah.
had to be what it was. Because like when has anybody ever done it? It was weird energy. But like whatever, nonetheless. I'm with
Gotta
you.
play.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Gotta stand up.
Yeah, I think for us defensively, even with the anonymous post, they be stupid if we rush Jazzy. But I'm gonna ride with Jazzy all the way.
Rusher
She did
MVP.
great.
Shout out to my
Exactly.
Rusher.
Yeah.
Yummy Rusher MVP.
That's the
MVP.
reason why when I ain't going to Grammy, I made that phone call. Like, hey, come on.
Gotta get your partner in crime.
And
Come
honestly, all the lady rushers that rush in front of my husband, the best middle linebacker in the league, have always been MVPs. So I just wanna pop your shit back.
That's why we here.
If you really want to do it. That's what
Right. You're dedicated.
but yeah, I mean, honestly, knew Gene was hurt. So definitely a reason why, hey, stay. We're gonna ride with you the whole way. He gonna have to show us that he ain't hurt.
Did he show any mobility that game?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. So he got around that one time just because she missed the flag.
Mhm.
And then when he tried to get up out of there, and I left, I'm like, oh, yeah, you can't move. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we like
And that's
this the whole
such-
He like
time.
pulls
That's
him
such
to
a
the
big
game
part of their
before.
offense.
Yeah, that's it, right. But also, I also knew, besides him being hurt, Gene wanted to be. These last couple seasons, he's been trying to be a QB. You know what I'm saying, and not just running. You know what I'm saying, and then being a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's been trying to be a pocket QB. So I was like, that's still gonna play to our advantage anyway.
Advantage, too.
Yeah.
And for me, like say, you know me, I'll study tendency. So just looking at the way they formations line up and all that kind of stuff like that, it was like, all right, like this is what you're gonna do. You're just gonna have to beat us with that, and we're gonna align to that.
And I would say that Gene, both buying time and throwing on the run, I don't think there's anybody better in the league than him.
Yeah, it's tough.
And when he couldn't do either, or he couldn't run, right? So he can't buy time and he can't throw on the run because he can't fucking run. That cut him in half. You know, it was he was, as soon as that 3-second call hit, if he didn't have the ball out, it was trouble.
Yeah, he having that injury, he probably knew that too.
Yeah.
I remember when we played him, Cartel versus T1T, he got hurt the game before, and I was rushing that game, and I wasn't really rushing that game because he was getting the ball out.
Yeah.
He knew he couldn't move. He 1,000, 2,000. I'm just looking the entire time. So cool. So we got a new champ this season, team that has never won before. Congratulations to the band. I want to talk about you guys' journey to this win. The history of the band. Can't get out the first
Why we gotta
round.
talk about shit?
You on top. We got
I'm just playing.
The Indoor Kings, yeah.
you know, you all have won other formats, the indoor,
Every other format.
every other format, fair. What is it about that first round that was giving y'all hell?
No, it was something new every fucking time it happened.
Right. Because like I feel like I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like most
Just go
of
ahead.
the first couple times it was our offense, Blake specifically.
Blake.
No, listen, I love you, big dog, but I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Blake was just not doing well under pressure in the first couple first rounds that we were getting out of. And I didn't know what it was. Like we all knew that, like y'all know, we took that little break and we split up and then we came back. Because we always knew he had the tools. Like he's got the arm to get through the whole fucking field. He's smart. You know he overthink every fucking thing. He's smart. He's always doing like looking at plays and strategies and shit. Like he's got all the pieces. So we just couldn't figure out like what the issue was. And I think it was just the pressure.
He had to mature a little bit
Yes,
back there in the
he had
pocket.
to mature.
I had to change the offense.
Yeah, change his offense.
Offense
He
wasn't
wasn't confident in the defense. We didn't really have a defensive leader. Like none of the men that we had currently wanted to step up and run defense. I was running defense. That was fucking hard. It's not working for us. And then that last time when we lost to 420, that was just lack of a defensive leader. Like Blake did everything he was supposed to do in that game. And people were like trying to say, oh, here we go again. But that wasn't the case. That's how I knew we were kind of getting over the hump. Because I was like, no, Blake, he stepped up. And the defense, we didn't step up. So after that, then we were like, oh, we need Brandon. And it was specifically Brandon. Because we needed Brandon, not a defensive leader.
Yeah.
We needed Brandon. So once we got Brandon, we got somebody who like people wanted to listen to, people wanted to play for. Blake was confident and not, trying to
Be myself.
and he changed the whole offense to like work to the type of players that we are. And I don't know, Blake just got like this crazy confidence and like you can't tell him shit on offense. and we just started rolling. But I think that, the journey is what makes us who we are, right?
Yeah.
Like going through the ups and downs, like breaking up, coming back together, all of that shit.
Yeah, and the only reason we brought it back together was Thomas. Thomas dragged
Bug.
B and I to do that, to bring it back. I was
It
like,
absolutely was him.
yeah. Thomas was like,
Shout out to
yo.
Bug.
He's like, you guys
Come
can't
on.
tell me it feels the same to
Thomas,
win
not skinny
when it's
Thomas.
not yours. I was like, I say it's a pretty good point. And so,
He hit you with the.
he hit me with
movie
it.
quote.
Yeah. So he got us to come back and do it because I think we had to like constantly rebuild the defense. It wasn't like, hey, we got to get like, a linebacker and a corner. No, like fucking 5 people every season. It was just it was exhausting trying to talk people into this. And then, trying to build chemistry around it. It was just fucking brutal. So I was like, let's just, we started out hot. We came out decent. It was Smash, in my very first quarterback season.
It was still Smash.
It was Smash.
Yeah,
Yeah, very first one. We did one season of Smash in the fall. Yeah, it was the fall. And then that just fell apart. I think because we didn't make playoffs that season, people were, I'm fucking leaving, blah, 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 all this. And so when we were going into indoor, we were like, we got to rebrand this and we got to come back and just leave Smash behind. And then
keep the colors.
Yeah, colors was Thomas's idea. I think Thomas and D-Son, I think, were behind the color, kept keeping the colors because they were fire.
Dang, you decorated the projects and then moved out?
And so then we came back as the band in spring, and then I actually know tournaments.
Flip the slogan and everything, and just name the team the band.
Yeah, it was. Then we just did tournaments because it was COVID. I think we won an indoor tournament, and then we. I think, and then that was like the first playoffs were in that the later season. I think we actually had the summer season that year, and we got fucking smacked by Stony, and that was no. The first we played them the first game of the season, I think, and then we lost by like one.
I'm talking about like twice in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
That was just the first time.
But yeah, we got absolutely smacked by him, and then that would kind of changed my I realized okay, I can't just run curls and flats anymore, and so that was a big shift, and then the rest is history. We started hitting fucking first round. Well, it was 5 or 6 times.
I don't know. I can't even tell you.
I stopped counting.
Yeah, it ain't even no point in counting.
Yeah.
But we can say, the changes that we've seen is from, the maturity with the offense, changing the culture, especially defensively, adding somebody who's been a perennial middle linebacker in our league. Got to give him his kudos because it's not that many male middle linebackers. That's why y'all here talk about and I want to speak to that too, because looking at the previous champions, I want to say this is the first one where we have a primary lady rusher. You look at the other champs, it's been male rushers.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either.
Yeah. I mean,
Woj bomb.
Right. If I can say that's something that I know me and Zay have always talked about as well. Why it's kept. After that last, when we lost to Stony, I honestly, on the sideline, I was like, damn, I don't know if this can really be done. It was doubts in my mind. I talked to the wife, everything. It was like, I don't know if can it be done? Can anybody win with a male middle linebacker and a female rusher? I don't know. It ain't been done before. So it was one of those things I was just trying to get over the hump, and I was always thinking, this might be it.
Who thought about playing?
I'm doing something else. I'm like, all right. Again, at the same time, beyond which it was a whirlwind. Quarterbacking with 5s wasn't shit at the time. I told Blake, I said, take over because I'm done with this shit. At that one particular time, everything was just like, yeah, I'm done with this flag football shit. I appreciate Blake, reaching out to me, the wife reaching out to me, telling me to come over the first time. This when Grammy not coming back, they left that window open, and then there was a indoor. What was that at on 22nd and National, something like that, wherever that place was. Mm-hmm. When that league was up there, yeah, and I was still on the fence trying to figure out what was going on. Blake was in my ear, and I walked up there. I asked Rob and Dedrick, what are we doing? And all the females were leaving. Everybody, Sarah left the 420. Yummy went to T1T. I'm like, all right, we ain't got no females. Especially ain't got no female rushers. What I'm doing? And he was like,
can't take his rusher away.
Right, ain't got no rusher. I'm like, all right, throw Blake right in there. Man, let's do it. So
that was it.
Right. I was fully confident in the offense that we had. Again, that was a conversation we had. I even talked to the wife. Was like, I just think Blake needs a defense that he don't have to worry about. I think that's what it was.
I don't think y'all know how obsessed Blake is. Blake was obsessed with Brandon. At the time, he was like, well, what did Brandon say? Did you talk to Brandon? Does Brandon think about standing Grammy? He was in love with Brandon.
Brandon's coming back.
Receipts and shit. All right.
People know me. I'm quiet anyway, so I was keeping everything close to the chest. just kind of even like the wife, she was like, "Why you still going to Grammy?" And I was just like, "I got my reasons." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Name them.
yeah,
What are
like,
they?
just literally, we have a conversation like this. She like, "Come on, let's sit down and let's
What
write
are
out
the
the
pros and cons?
And I'm like, damn, one is home. Like this is what I'm used to. Like, so we had that out, and then it was like I said, I was like, let's do it. And Blake and I had a conversation. It was just like this.
And it was really hard for him to leave Grammy.
It was
Because one thing about him, and if y'all know him, Zay, you know him, y'all close.
And we
He's
talked a lot about
loyal
that.
to a fault. Like if he with you, he with you, and it's hard for him to leave you.
You know how hard it was to get this man to leave Big O and come to Lakers?
I know.
Right.
Trust me, I already know the time.
I'm talking to him every night, trying to get him to leave Grammy. Pillow talk before we go to bed.
Right, whisper sweet.
She can't convince you in the bed. It's
Right.
crazy. I can imagine how diabolical she got.
Grammy? What you gonna leave? You gonna leave Grammy?
It was some intention behind them premium pumps.
Right, but this-
Yeah, you gonna leave now? Good job, folks. Good job.
Had an ace in the hole, right? But
Just right after the
like,
wedding too.
Right after we just had me and Blake had a good conversation when I first joined. It was like, bro, like, listen, I'm gonna take care of the defense, you take care of the offense, and of course it was still times the first couple of weeks. He like, hey, let's do this, let's do it. Chill.
Whenever I saw a hand come up, I was like, all right.
Like, yeah, we good. Like, we're gonna got, I mean, for me, my biggest thing, and one thing Dedrick kind of, he don't know this, but he'll probably watch this and know now that he kind of helped me stay on the band for the simple fact that he was like, me and him was just talking. He was like, yeah, you do have this ability to, like, people, like, tend to follow you, you know what I'm saying, especially on defense, or whatever case may be. Like, you have a way of people galvanizing around you, you know, than to go ahead and just follow your lead. I was just like, I'm like, man, I appreciate that, you know, and that really resonated. And to me, I realized, like, oh, people do kind of do that. So, and again, I believe in my guys. Like, I've always had this saying, I play with 6 midgets and we gonna ball. Like, I tell it all the time. We gonna figure it out. I believe in the people. They if you on the field, you're on the field for a reason. And I trust you to be on that field. And my just do your job. Like, there's plenty of times me and Tone, me and Lizzo, Webb was on that other corner, you know, as now we were still kind of up and down to Sean was still in, you know, he's more so offensive person.
Cam was a blessing.
Cam was a blessing that Sean brought over, but when somebody be like, no, that wasn't there. It don't matter if they wasn't there. That ain't you. Like, if now I'm talking to you about you not being what you supposed to be, and that's a domino effect.
Mm.
Let me deal with that part. Even in the championship game, you know, there was a couple things that went wrong, and I'm telling people, no, stop worried about that. And then once they stop worrying about it, everything just started coming.
Man, that's it. He just to stand to it. It was, you know, Brandon was like, you know, okay, if we're gonna do this, who are we gonna have in the secondary? Because Tone was brand new. We weren't sure if he was going to continue to do this from men's league because that's actually where he came over from. And we didn't have another corner. It was just Linzo, really, who was our kind of our anchor, who was a part of the team previously. And I was like, dude.
And Linzo's been big for y'all too.
Linzo, so
Listen, he got them young ass
Linzo doing flips and shit.
Backflips and shit.
He got to do a flip before every
Before and after.
Yeah, so Linzo, Brandon was like, hey, what's up with him? You know, whatever. And I'm like, bro, you are going to be the best thing that's happened to this kid because right now he's trying to do too much. If he can, like, him just trusting his teammates has just brought him up a whole nother level. Even Tone, you know, Tone was trained in college. Yeah. Right. Tone trained in college. Like, technically, he was always okay. Yeah. But once everyone started kind of picking up on the trust, the fucking crazy shit started coming. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what defense? Whose fucking defense is this?
Super quiet, disciplined.
Yeah. Once he got comfortable,
bro, they started going fucking crazy. I was like, this is awesome. Yeah. And then there was Cam who came in the mix. I think Cam did like 2 or 3 regular season games, and we're like, oh shit, he's fucking good. And then I maybe heard him speak 4 words, but he, you know, hooting and hollering. That was pretty much it.
But really, Sean kept saying like, hey, like my guy,
I got a guy.
Like, he's on the roster, but my guy gonna come. He's like, do we need my guy this week? And me, I'm like, your guy ain't coming. Like, I'm gonna go with whoever
lives in fucking Milwaukee.
Like, I'm gonna train them up. Right. We gonna need them later on if I ain't seen your guy. And then sometimes I was like, all right, my guy, because we had like one game, like everybody was short. Like we needed everybody. Yeah. I'm like, all right, tell them come on. And I'm like, man, why the fuck you ain't tell me it was Cam? Like, when he like, man, I forgot this shit. I'm like, man, Cam, get your ass out here. And like, after that, I'm like, Cam, be back next week.
Yeah,
like,
right.
you know, like, so.
So the pieces fell in place.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
The culture's just totally different.
Yeah.
Offense is still kind of quiet. We do our shit. And I
Yeah.
mean, Deshaun, B talks about how I'm
no,
crazy.
it's not.
Okay, Lavrenti is
So
different.
So can we
With the
talk about Cam before we do that? I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about that. Like again, I know I made that post, but we gotta understand
Yeah.
the type of sacrifice
Hell
you
yeah.
know, that Bree has made. Don't none of y'all call her Bree, right? But for her to be starting on both ways, right? Like, and that's how she was making her MVP, making her all-stars, and then to be able to just be like, hey, we need you more on offense, like just stay there, and we got the ladies that's on defense, and to be able to just be like, all
I
right,
wish they were afraid
cool.
to tell me.
Yeah,
I told you.
Rightfully
Blake
so.
was scared to tell me.
I was like-
Like, me and Blake actually talked about
Right,
like,
they talked
what's
about it
best
without
for-
me.
Yeah, because one, to take arguably one of the best lady
Absolutely.
defenders
In the country.
in our
And right,
no defense. Man.
yeah. Like,
What went
we as
what went into that thought press? Why was it needed? How the fuck did y'all convince her to do that?
It wasn't a convincing.
Yeah.
I brought it up to her and I was like, hey, and we're doing it so because Brandon's coming over
Completely take over the
to
defense.
just
Because I
completely
was
take
running the
over.
defense. And like me and Brandon, we weren't like bumping heads, but like I was.
There was
questioning the
conversations.
things- Yeah, I was questioning the things that he was running because I had been there running it, and he was also doing AAU in the beginning, so he wasn't there a lot.
Right.
So I was still having to run it,
right,
even though we had him,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
whatever, right? So it was just like we weren't on the same page with it,
Yeah.
and they were. I think they were afraid because they're like, this is what you do, like defense. I've always been a defensive player 1st
Mhm.
before I was ever an offensive player. So to like come on, I know why they were scared to tell me, but like they were like talking around it, and I'm not a goofy. Like I can I can read between the lines, and I was like, okay, well, if y'all just want me to play offense, focus on offense, so Brandon, like, bet y'all think that's gonna help us win? Bet. They didn't have to
See, you're
convince
supposed
me.
to convince
I was
her in the
just
bed
like,
too.
right.
I was
They
ready.
had
No.
to.
Bro, I was
Yeah, I know
hunkering
my
down for a
defense.
fight. I was like,
Right,
here we go.
right.
She ain't gonna like this.
Right. And I was like,
She's like, okay. I was like, really?
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I'm just sick of fucking losing, and I'm
Hey.
sick of running defense.
Yeah,
It's
but
hard.
there was an asterisk. Like, if it's not fucking working, I'm going back
Exactly.
in.
Right. And
There
if
was
it-
a
if it doesn't
real.
work, now I'm on y'all last. But it was.
It
flowing.
worked.
It was
Yeah,
flowing.
and Gabby, this is Gabby's first season with us, right?
Oh.
Yeah, dude, Gabby coming over was I like because Gabby, another is like a Cam says 4 words. Like when he had a joke, right? Right.
Season.
So we had a joke like the second or third week of the season. I was like, I want you to like because her and I would do like individual film review because you couldn't come to like the team thing we would do, and I'd be like, all right, your goal is this week is to talk shit to somebody because she was doing everything technically she did well, and I'm like, you have to say something because this is when the defense is starting to chirp up, and she just is like, okay. It's like, damn it,
I
Gabby.
never said nothing.
No, I said a word.
Like,
She doesn't even echo calls. Like,
at all.
but no, Gabs is a huge add-on as well. And then, I mean, the wild part, like when you look back at the journey, is people who have been there from the start. Nicole, B, Thomas, Nay was a part of the original one. Nay obviously took a break for
They
the
had a
kids.
season.
Nay
They
went
had
fucking
a
off.
season.
I mean, how many centers, like center exclusively? She played center. That's it.
Mhm.
How many centers do you know that get fucking all-star? Get 6 fucking touchdowns in a season. So Nay went
Damn, so
fucking
she all her offensive snaps have been from center.
all of them.
Went crazy.
And she
Big
went,
mama.
yeah.
Right.
Big
Yeah, so
mama.
if there is another center that got all-star before, I would, it would be news to me. But like,
I just
she's
don't think anybody plays what Grimy.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah, didn't she just play?
That's all she played too.
Yeah. So I can speak to because we got B and Foul running fucking post corner posts and shit, and she's
Yeah.
and she's
I feel like I see she
Yeah,
in the
but-
slide.
But Tiffany.
She running that curl, but
Oh,
yeah.
Tiffany.
She ain't in no damn slot.
But Tiffany.
She's snapping that ball.
Yeah.
Running
Tiffany.
the
Tiffany, like, man, I'm just got the ball. Throw me the fucking ball, man. What you doing? Okay.
But yeah, no, having the team that just stuck through all of it, came back when we took a break, and is now here. It makes it special for the crew that stuck around.
And then the ads, like Alex, young
Yeah.
white boy, our other white boy with the
Yep.
good knees,
Yep.
young, like he was huge for us.
All
Big
ever since he's
plays.
been here.
Yeah, like who
Yeah.
else that we
I mean,
add that
Oh,
was-
Deshaun.
Deshaun. How did we
Dude.
forget about
mean,
Bro,
that?
so
I
we
was
ain't gonna
about
fit
to
the
say,
we're not gonna forget Deshaun.
people-
Deshaun, B made a joke about like I'm fucking psychotic about this shit, obsessed.
No, Deshaun is too.
Deshaun is there, if not higher. Like he and I are like, he's like, hey, did you see this film? Like, fucking playmakers versus Rhea. What the fuck we talking about?
Him and call me like, hey, bro, I'm looking. Hey, look at this play
At
at
this-
426.
Yeah.
Like, what you think about that? How we want to run that? I'm like, bro, it's Tuesday. I ain't even watched film yet. They're like, give me a second.
Yeah.
This is from 3 weeks ago.
And I feel like Deshaun is such a wild card. Like he can run a slant and turn it into 6 yards. Like he can take the top off and run a post. Like he dips crazy with the knees. I don't know how because the nigga don't never stretch.
That's why his fucking leg
He
hurts.
brought the dip to the league.
Yeah, like
he brought the dip.
and I mean he can kind of do it all. And like he's normally like
Roguish.
he's normally like the it person on his team.
Mhm.
So for like
Yeah.
him to come here and like obviously our team is female dominated. Our team is female dominated on offense.
Mhm.
And to like just get in where he fit in, like a couple of times, sometimes I'll be like, nigga, run your fucking route. Because you're in my way. But for the most part, like, especially when it's like playoff time, like it's crunch time, Deshaun, he gonna make a play and he gonna do what he's told and what he's asked.
He was
Yeah.
actually brought in to play corner. That's how he came on the team.
Yeah.
Like, nah, Deshaun, like, we need you at, he like, man, what you thinking? I'm like, well, we can use you at corner. Like, I don't know how Blake want to use you at defense, but I can start corner. He like,
Yeah.
shit, fuck it, let's do it. If everybody else down with it, I get in where I fit in whenever I need it on defense. And then it just kind of slowly transitions, into, no, we kind of need him on offense.
Oh,
too.
shit, it's,
Like,
because like, he, from my perspective, I had never played with him before in any sense, like
Oh,
fives,
yeah,
indoor,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely pause there. Damn it. Moving on. So, but like, I've only ever seen him in like a backyard style with Clay. And I'm like, you ain't gonna like this. Like you're not gonna like this for two reasons. One, I'm structured as shit and I will chew you out if you run this at 3 yards instead of 5. And this is girl dominated. Like you're gonna take a back seat if you come here. And so he didn't care. He's like, fuck it. I think this is gonna be the best chance to win, and let's go. And dude, he's never complained about a touch ever.
And I think that's the biggest part of why we became successful because we were like, I took a backseat on defense. He took a backseat on offense. Like we were like, okay,
Willingness
we were trying
to
be,
sacrifice.
Yes, sacrifice, be selfless for the
Greater good.
Yes, so that we could win a championship. Like me, Fal, and Nay, we could all go and be the one somewhere and get all the balls and not split reps and not, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But like we know, in order for this to work, we gotta have multiple
Yeah.
threats. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like we got some days I'm not getting a pass,
For
and I'm
sure.
gonna yell at Blake about it the next day,
And it's-
especially if we win.
And it's okay.
But if we win, I'm cool because like that's the thing with
That's
our
what it's
offense.
about.
Like I feel like
Everything cool
it
when
just
you win.
depends on
Yeah.
It just depends on who he sees first.
Yeah, I mean, and just to that point, I think between the three of them, the girls had 16 touchdowns this season, 17, I don't know, something like 16 or 17 touchdowns between the three of them.
Back to the shirt.
Yeah. So I don't think any other team is putting up those numbers with girls. 16 touchdowns this season with ladies? No, I don't believe
Mhm.
it.
Any other topics that we need to touch on that y'all want to tell these people?
The back to the championship.
Back to back.
That was
So not too many teams can actually get back the very following next season. To only lose 2 games in that span, being the championship game and that one game to boom. The focus and just things going right that you got to have to even get there. Because we've seen teams win a championship and then the next season don't make the playoffs. We've seen teams get to that championship game and they never go back to the championship game. So was there anything like that you guys said, hey, we made it to the championship game, we're going back?
Yeah. I say this all the time, And even though when I was still making my decision, it was always in the back of my head. That was the majority of the thing. This is the majority of the thing that made me want to come back. Is when we was at the club, when we locked, and when Stoney was celebrating, and the look Blake had in his face. I could see it. Like he didn't realize I was looking at, but he was staring at at them celebrating when that lights came out of the trophy, and even our second place bullshit came out.
My
He
background.
was like, "We'll never fucking lose."
He had that Diggs moment.
Yeah, right. And I was looking at him.
His eyes.
Yeah, I was looking at him, look at that shit. And I'm like, nah, he really mean that shit though. Like, you know, some people can be talking like, bro, we finna go back again. Fuck this shit.
He had
Like,
that look in his eye.
Nah, he was like, nah, like, because one, he was still supposed to be at the house. No more, baby, all that stuff. So for him to even be out.
The only reason I was there because Brandon fucking guilted me
Yeah,
into
I'm like,
going.
nah, bro, because I wanted him to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because I've been there 3 times. You know, so being there 3 times is like, bro, like that shit hurt looking at this shit. So I now like Blake, come out because I need you to be able to see this, and that's gonna kind of help me determine like how if I'm gonna come back based on how you kind of react. And he was like, no, fuck this, bro. Like, let's do it again. I'm like, huh, okay.
And honestly, that was the conversation from that loss.
Yeah.
The entire season. We going back. We going back. We going back. We going back. We gonna win this shit. Next season we winning it. That was the moment we lost. We were like, we coming back to the championship and win that shit. And to do that is crazy. Because like,
That
I mean, I've been in, I think we needed that boom loss, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we
Because
had we had an easy back half of the
Yeah,
schedule.
we were kind of coasting.
We had a hard
and
first 3, and then
yep, we kind of like lost sight of what we were talking about in the beginning after we took that L in the championship. So
we said the first 3 games.
That was
like,
the
we didn't
division.
have, we
had-
didn't even have
That was our
nobody.
conference.
Nothing else kind of mattered. So, but to say that and to do it is like the biggest thing for me, because that shit, like you said, that shit not easy.
Hell no.
To like to even, and then like teams that did go back, like Grammy went back, right? Then they lost again, which would have been fucking detrimental for us. Like, if we would have lost again, we've been on suicide watch.
I told her when I said when T1T and Grammy was playing, I said if Grammy fucking win this shit, we lose, and Grammy win this shit, I'm fucking retired. I said I'm retired. I said I'm not doing this shit no more. Owen, like I can't do this shit no more.
Raw Fools beating them in the championship game would have been
Wow.
diabolical.
Oh, can you
Diabolical.
imagine? Can you imagine?
I flip all this shit over. Ain't nobody coming to the house.
And
That
then if we
would've
went
never
to the
heard that.
championship for show and lost, even to I was like, yeah, I can't 0-4. It's me.
it's me. That's
Honestly,
it.
I think he just needed to get on the team with his wife, so we could.
That's
I take it.
But the crazy part is we both 0-3.
We were both. on
Her with Flagrant, her with
Damn.
Grammy, her last season, and this was the 4. We were both 0-3. That was so crazy.
Well, congrats,
What?
y'all 1-4.
Yeah.
Together.
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know it's getting late, but I'll take my time to pop my shit. Like, I really don't feel like there's any other middle linebacker who's done what I've done. At the end of the day, because one, I've been in 4 championships. I don't think anybody else has done that as a male middle linebacker. No other one has won a championship. So I think it's that official that I am the male middle linebacker of A2. Like, it is what it is.
Period. That's my husband.
Humbly, I've always held that because I hadn't won a championship. Like, because I feel like that's what people,
Well, none of y'all had at that point, so
Right,
y'all.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it was just like, we just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and again, you know, I don't always get into that talking shit. Like, it is what it is. I felt how I felt. They felt how they felt. And I just felt like that's what it was. I ain't give a damn about. Huh? Yeah. But again, I never gave a damn about all-stars, all kind of stuff like that, because even with the all-star this year, I didn't make the team, but if you go back and look at the stats, there's about 20-something flags that are unaccounted for because I didn't have a jersey. And I told Blake, I said, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I wore a Blake jersey to try to help him.
Yeah, I should have got
overall MVP.
Should've-
Like, I legit kept wearing the 7. Like, I mean, his number, like, because I want him to get, hopefully they'll fuck it up. And give him overall MVP. I told him at the end of the season, I said, nah, bro, like I'm gonna keep this jersey. Like, I want you to get overall MVP. And they
Didn't get it.
But it is what it is.
The resemblance,
For
too. You
everybody
guys
know
really
who you
missed
are,
it.
bro.
They are, but still, it's still 20 something flags that
The
are
stat
mine.
takers.
Yeah.
There's 41 flags that are unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Like, and I only had 12 flags this season.
Stop.
No, it's more ribs out there.
And I had, and the interceptions, I had 3
You said
interceptions, 3 or
more
4
ribs out there.
There's
It
more
is.
ribs
There's
out
more
there.
ribs.
Sore.
Right. Right.
And since
You
we're
are-
popping
if you know,
shit,
you know.
since we popping shit, the 3 of us up here have won 3 championships in a week.
That is wild.
Just want to throw that out there. Started with Chicago in 5s. Yeah, I know. Playground. It's okay, sweetheart. Then we won on Sunday, and then was it Tuesday? Was
Yep,
it
the
after
following
7?
Tuesday,
The following
yeah.
Tuesday, yeah. That 5. Wait, so that's 3. We went crazy. We on the road. Ain't nobody ever did that shit before. Just want to throw that out there since we popping shit.
I feel like Stoney did that.
Well,
So they-
not playground. Not
playground. They did win.
They did not win playground
Well, yeah,
because we won it.
Fair.
We won it. I won it 4 out of the 5 years.
That's fair. They got
Yeah,
2.
they won that and then 5.
But and I think they won like maybe a fall frenzy.
I think it was some shit they won. They went crazy on season or whatever.
Yeah,
It's y'all
they've
show.
had their time,
Go
but
crazy.
it's not.
Yeah, I think it was like
Some
a
of them.
indoor of 5s.
And honestly, I'm super friends with Stoney. First of all, oh, in a row, the whole time. Super friends, stand up.
Super. But I think we went
Bring it back.
we went indoor.
But that's
Ooh.
the
That's a
conversation.
clean
That's the
sweep.
year.
That's a clean sweep.
That's the year.
That's it. But
Good luck.
these videos was nice too though. I know y'all like all the videos.
You definitely
You
getting
went
more-
crazy with
getting
the
there for
video.
celebration.
videos
It
are
was
the best.
unhinged. There was nothing I could do, y'all. There was nothing I could do.
She left me alone with a phone, man, and a trophy. I mean, and a belt. Wasn't
I
nothing
was
else.
seeing the videos just like y'all was
Listen,
seeing.
listen.
Left me alone with a phone could have went so bad.
Exactly.
Yo.
But,
With a belt?
And a belt, right? But, shit was just off the top, man. Like, having fun with it. Man, I think a lot of times we just take this shit too damn seriously. People get their feelings all kind of
Say that again, bro.
Man, people take this shit too fucking seriously, man. Like at the end of the day,
No, you take it serious in a different way.
yeah.
Oh,
In a good
We all-
way.
No.
I mean, we all pay our fee regardless. You know what I mean? Like, so for whatever it is that you play for, I mean, whatever team you play for. So again, like, just have fun with the shit. That's why the main reason why I did the video. Again, it wasn't my videos wasn't directed at no team, nobody. I wasn't trolling nobody. Was legit having fun with it. Like, yeah. And that's
Honestly,
all.
none
People
of
got
it's
mad about
directed
those
to
videos?
anybody.
No, I
Oh.
just wanted to make
It's
sure.
always
ain't
like,
about nobody.
right,
Yeah, I just
don't
wanted to make
like,
sure
so
that
it's
people
like-
He celebrated. He finally
Yeah.
won one.
Yeah.
Well deserved. You've been playing for a while. You know, you deserve to. Anybody that win deserves to talk this shit.
Right.
Anybody that's upset for a team winning, shut up and you win next time.
Go win.
Like, 'cause-
Yeah.
And we all fuck with each other at the end of the day. We all, like,
Yeah.
regardless, outside of this shit, we all.
But I do appreciate the love. A lot of people hit me up in my inbox for sure.
Yeah, you
it's like,
went
there's
crazy,
something
though.
wrong with you.
You definitely went crazy. And I was out of town. I couldn't take this man's phone. And now, dude is going crazy. It was good entertainment. I will say that.
Yeah. That was... So, D-Son, I got a question for you. What do you think is the shift that we're seeing in the league as far as, like, because it feels really top heavy to me?
I think it's gonna remain that way, honestly.
Why?
I'll be honest, I think the league is weak as hell right now.
I do too. The games be trash.
I
Like,
think the
if
game
like
weak as
the
hell
top
right
teams
now.
aren't playing each other, the games are. It's a boring day. Like, we have like 2 good games. Do y'all remember when we used to have like busting ass games like
Like
every
every
game?
I was like 4 seasons.
But I mean,
It's
but there are
the schedule
teams.
Come out, you look at the schedule, like, oh my god, it's like 2 or 3 games that's worth watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like, you know what I'm
terrible.
saying? Like, so yeah, I think it's that, and then I think it's what I do like though, like, and I'll take a team for instance who, I mean, they not dead yet, but I take a team like Terror Squad, like they just consistently they stay together.
Yeah.
So
And they talk that shit no matter what.
yeah,
I can
playmakers,
appreciate
like
that.
they stand together.
Yeah, I honestly, I think Demon Time too is having a come up journey with new quarterback, and I saw a couple of new receivers and DBs, but
All 3 of those teams aren't the bottom line.
no,
But
they're not.
I was excited
Playmakers
to
with Nick.
see Hitman keep going until all this shit going
Yeah, I
on.
know.
I don't know if they
What is
trolling
going
or
on
not.
with Hitman?
don't know.
I think it's real.
I was
What is
actually
going on?
excited
I haven't
for
seen
him,
it.
man.
honestly don't be seeing.
I think they're upset with the fight. It might be. There's probably more to it than
They
that,
had
but they're upset with the
wildest
playoff.
back-to-back off seasons that you can imagine.
I feel like they trolling.
What are they doing exactly?
Splitting up.
The defense is well, all the defensive
Some-
guys have posted free agent.
A couple of
So
the girls too.
I didn't. Yeah,
I think they trolling.
I'm gonna yell at Ari. He's with us for indoor, so I'll figure out. I'll get the skinny from him. Yeah, I mean, so do you think teams are actually watching the film and preparing?
No. So, like,
Hell no.
No. You watch film, y'all watch
They
film,
watching
players
film
watch
to get their
film.
highlights if they did something.
Yeah. Like,
Hmm.
It's probably like 3 or 4 teams. Off the top of my head, I know four teams. That watch
Oh,
film.
because the only
Us,
one I know of is you guys.
Us, you guys, Flagrant, and Boom. That's it.
Flagrant watches film.
Boom.
For sure.
I know Bloom does.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
You think
no,
Flagrant ain't
no,
watching
yeah,
film?
you
You
know
know
what,
what?
you know.
On there,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
definitely watching film.
That was, I mean,
Vino's probably
you
big.
watch film and go, man. I don't know. That didn't make sense to me, so I didn't think they did.
I
They
mean,
had to live and die with what they do. That wasn't a film thing
I mean, at that point, when you
Because
there,
the
you
zone
kinda
wasn't
gotta do what you
working.
gotta do.
either, right? What was they gonna do?
I don't
The
know.
zone or man?
I mean, I got a way that would beat me. It's
he said they were stupid. They watched film and did that.
I mean, but the thing is, like, you still gonna do what
You know what
you
you
do
trying to
best.
do, right?
You still gonna do what you do best.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, there's only 2 options. If one's not working, you gotta try the other. Staying in zone wouldn't have helped.
Fuck, Blake.
mixing.
Oh, they
Whatever.
watch film and did
Don't
it.
even.
Oh my god.
Y'all ass crazy.
That
Yeah.
how I meant it, but whatever. Anyways, I mean, just because when you watch film on us, like watch the Boom game, they ran a lot of cover 2 that caught us off guard. They tried doing it the second time, it didn't catch us off guard. But it's like, like I don't know. I was a little surprised. I mean, that was the first time all season that we saw man to man
and not be
more than once in a drive.
Yeah, y'all got too many drag routes to be trying to do that.
Come get them.
Man,
That's just my
I be
favorite.
begging for some man. Please go man. Please. That's part of my like shit talking strategy. Go man. Do it.
Try it.
I mean, yeah.
Yo, girls can't guard us. Go man.
I mean, most teams would want you to go man, unless you're like open bar or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they're
Legacy's not trash. Like Legacy struggled versus man too.
Yeah, but every
Legacy's-
team can't go man against them and just sit there and live with that.
That's fair. That's fair.
And like Flagrant went man against what? Bad intentions.
I mean, yeah.
It looked
I mean, it's
great.
different, though.
It looked great. That was right before they played.
That's bad intentions.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You
That attention.
bad intentions one of those teams you can go man against.
They did it. They did it 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just
Personnel,
riding the high.
Yeah.
Personnel.
And
The ladies are geared for that, for bad intentions. It's a different story when you got their ladies chasing y'all ladies, and then still got to worry about the guys and the arm talent with the quarterback too. The arm talent and bad intentions is not really
Right.
built for that.
Yeah, I as a quarterback, like how many of you guys have heard me say this sentence 1,000 times? It's, I don't really care how good the receivers are if the quarterback can't get it there. Like, so if we go man, it's equally about who's throwing it. Can he throw it in the available window? Because those windows go like that. So yeah, no, there's definitely no disagreement there. Like, cause you don't see motherfuckers going man up when Dre's quarterback. And he doesn't have the girls we have.
Uno?
Yeah. Motherfuckers ain't
Yeah, a
going
lot
man
of
on
teams not doing that.
is what I'm saying. So, not only is he a problem for any rush that you put at him.
Dre's probably the most well-rounded player out there.
Yeah.
Dre can do everything. He
Yeah.
can throw, he can run, he can rush, he can play receiver, he can play B.
He can throw the ball like a ref.
It's just-
Man,
it's
Dre
just-
just- I don't know what the fuck is
Dre
going
gonna
on. Right.
show
You
up.
don't know, but Dre is like,
Is he hurting from
Can do everything.
What's the name on Saturdays?
right. Is he gonna show up?
Is he gonna show? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just been what Dre is coming out there. If the right Dre is out there, it's a fucking long day.
Yeah.
For whoever.
Anybody.
And that's my original quarterback.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's our original quarterback.
No shit.
But fucking squad.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get into that big old conversation.
Was it?
Yeah, that's
Me-
probably the most elite team.
Me, him, Dre, John.
Why did it die?
The name of the guys. Like,
What happened to the
it
team?
just wasn't
Mike
working.
Singleton, probably.
Too many personalities.
Just no.
Just
Not managing personality.
yeah.
Got it.
Probably not
personalities
knowing what you
and personnel and not knowing what you got. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's a lot. I wasn't allowed to rush.
Right, saying people.
I get it.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Wasn't allowed to play receiver.
Dear
about.
God, what were you doing?
Right.
Quarterback? Like, what did he have you doing? Yeah.
oh no, I didn't really play when I first started, but it was receive after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right. But it was just like, you guys really gonna be that type of receiver. And then
Was told that I'm not a good receiver.
Oh.
him leaving Big O was the best thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Turning a running ass black dude.
Yeah,
Literally.
shout out to Ashley Marshall. man.
Right.
Ashley Marshall taught that shit.
Was that Habibi or Legacy?
No, that was
Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah. 'Cause I know Ashley was Legacy. I don't remember Ashley on Habibi.
Then we had a DB, we had Jack, who was begging to play DB because he was receiver.
Yep.
And it was like, nah, I don't really trust him. Well, no, it was like, yeah, like let's play him there. If the season starts, nah, I don't really trust him. He leaves, goes to Evil, wins defense MVP.
Damn.
Him and Dre won MVP that season.
Yeah,
with
it's
Mhm.
like, God damn.
But all right,
Yeah.
let's wrap up the
Yep.
championship celebration. Congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
Being-
Finally, 9 years.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot me.
Shout out to the band, man. You know, they are trying to complete the year sweep with indoor. See if y'all can stop the shit. You know, don't give me bragging rights like that. You know, y'all gotta put y'all foot down and do something. about it.
Y'all, these videos gonna be strategic if this shit happens. The videos I've done have just been literally within 5 minutes. Like literally. Like, all right, shit, I can do this real
Now
quick.
he playing in post. Diabolical. So all right, appreciate y'all for popping into my pop-up championship show. You know, the show will be back in the spring. You know, hopefully we get some dedicated time to do this. Hope I got my mind right to do it for the season. You know, congrats to you guys. Thank y'all for pulling up. You know, I only pulled up because it was y'all. So all 7 of y'all that are still on here, y'all have a good night. I'll holler at y'all later. It's been another episode of Make Chicago Flag Great Again. Good night.
All right.